There's a kind of chaos that doesn't come from the world around you. It comes from within. You can be successful. You can be respected by others. You can appear calm, functional, even confident on the outside. And yet, inside, something feels fractured. There's a quiet tension, a pressure without a name, a sense that different parts of you are pulling in opposite directions. This isn't a sign of weakness. This isn't failure. This is inner chaos. And strangely enough, it is often the first signal that real meaningful transformation is about to begin. So, what exactly is inner chaos? It's not just emotional distress. It's more than anxiety, sadness, or confusion. It is a psychological collision. A collision between who you think you are and who you actually are, deep beneath your awareness. It's a clash between your ego, which desperately wants order and control, and your unconscious, which demands expression and wholeness. Most people spend their entire lives trying to suppress this conflict. They distract themselves with work, entertainment, or endless scrolling. They numb it with habits that keep them from feeling. They rationalize it, telling themselves everything is fine. But inner chaos doesn't just disappear. It waits. And when it's ignored for too long, it finds a way to break through, often in the form of burnout, a nagging sense of existential emptiness, or a sudden, unexpected emotional collapse. The brilliant psychologist Carl Jung had a name for the source of this internal conflict: the shadow. The shadow is everything about yourself you learn to hide away. It's your anger, your vulnerability, your selfishness, your unmet desires, and your unlived potential. You didn't hide these parts because they were evil, but because they were inconvenient. Society, your family, or your friends rewarded the version of you that behaved, that fit in. So all the other parts were pushed underground into the basement of your mind. But the human psyche never truly discards energy. What is repressed doesn't vanish. It becomes autonomous. It starts acting on its own. This is why people sabotage their own success. It's why they find themselves repeating the same destructive patterns in relationships or at work. It's why they have huge emotional reactions to things that seem completely insignificant on the surface. The shadow doesn't want to destroy you. It wants to be acknowledged. It wants to be integrated. And when it's not, it creates chaos to get your attention. This inner conflict you feel isn't random. It follows ancient, universal patterns. Jung called these patterns archetypes, psychological structures shared by all humans across time and culture. Think of the warrior, the victim, the hero, the tyrant, the inner child, or the destroyer. You don't choose these archetypes consciously. They activate within you when your psyche needs them to navigate life. Inner chaos often erupts when multiple archetypes are competing for control inside you. One part of you, the warrior, wants to charge ahead and conquer challenges. Another part, the child, just wants to feel safe and protected. One part of you craves belonging and community, while another part is willing to burn it all down for the sake of truth, no matter the cost. When these powerful forces remain unconscious, you experience paralysis, confusion, and deep exhaustion. You feel stuck. But when you start to recognize them, when you can name them, they stop being sources of conflict and start becoming incredible sources of power. At its core, this is a struggle between the ego and the unconscious. The ego wants clarity. It wants a simple, stable, functional life. It asks, how do I keep everything under control? But the unconscious has a different goal. It wants wholeness. It wants you to be fully yourself, light and dark, good and bad. It asks, how do I become whole? This is why personal growth feels so uncomfortable. It's why moments of profound clarity often come only after a period of breakdown. It's why identity crises so often precede a major transformation. The unconscious doesn't speak the language of logic. It communicates through symbols, dreams, gut feelings, and yes, even breakdowns. Inner chaos is the moment when your unconscious mind is screaming, The way you have been living is no longer sustainable. It's time for a change. Jung called the journey of integrating these inner forces individuation. The goal isn't to achieve perfection or constant happiness. The goal is wholeness. Individuation begins the moment a person stops asking, "How do I fix myself?" and starts asking, "What part of me am I refusing to see?" This path is not comfortable. It requires you to dismantle illusions you've held about yourself and the world. It dissolves false identities you've built up over the years. It forces a level of honesty that can be painful. But on the other side of that inner chaos is something incredibly rare. An identity that is not borrowed from your parents, not imposed by society, not fragmented by fear, but earned. Forged in the fire of your own self-discovery. There's a psychological term for this kind of deep transformation, metanoia. It means a complete shift of mind, a fundamental reorganization of the self. And metanoia often begins with a collapse. The job that once gave your life meaning now feels empty. The beliefs that once guided you lose their power. The future you once imagined feels blank and uncertain. This isn't regression. It isn't you failing. It is a psychological death. And like all deaths in nature and myth, it is followed by a rebirth. If the process is not resisted, inner chaos is not the end of the road. It is the threshold to a new one. So how do you face inner chaos? You don't conquer it. You don't fight it. You listen to it. You slow down. You create space. You observe your reactions without judgment. You stop identifying with every thought that races through your mind. You start to ask new questions. What is this feeling trying to tell me? What part of me is trying to emerge? You can do this through reflection, through journaling, through paying attention to your dreams, or through honest conversations with someone you trust. Integration doesn't mean eliminating your darkness or getting rid of your shadow. It means making room for it consciously, so it doesn't have to create chaos to be heard. Ultimately, inner chaos is not a mistake in your psychology. It is a message. It is a powerful signal that your current identity has become too small for the person you are becoming. Most people will spend their lives running from it. Some will try to numb it. But a few will find the courage to face it. And those few will transform, not because they avoided the chaos, but because they had the wisdom to walk right through it. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more journeys into the mind. Stay curious,